Yo, welcome to Banter Trimz, season 2, back here on a Saturday with the man them in the barbershop. This week, there's only one place to start. We've got to start with the Newcastle takeover. I mean, this just reminds me of FIFA. I don't know if any of you play career modes. Michael, you play career mode on FIFA? I know you're a man with 2 PlayStation 5s. But I'm saying, you know, like in career mode, where you can do the financial takeover. This is how I feel that the Premier now, because times are changing. Newcastle, as I said, rolling. I feel that they deserve it. I feel that the fans are faithful. I feel that no matter where Newcastle play, they're always travelling the furthest as well. So you've got to be a real Geordie Newcastle fan to be coming down to the Emirates or going to Brighton, or sometimes they're going from one side way over to the other side. So I feel as a fan base, they do deserve it. But I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I mean, it's good for the Premier League as well. It means we're going to see more exciting players, but maybe sooner than we would have seen before in times, because I believe, I mean, if they wanted to, next season they could go get Mbappe.
For starters.
Just what I'm saying. We're going to build this club around you.
Yeah, and because of financial fair play and the fact that Mike Ashley, whether you like him or not, had that club operating at a profit. Minimum, they broke even every year for years. They can absolutely lose the plot financially for the next 3 years before financial fair play even kicks in, mate. So they could easily go January, spend 500 million. Someone was quoted as saying they could probably do $1 billion and they could still justify it by the time FFP kicks in, bro.
And that just means that we're in problems. Because, I mean, obviously, owners have money. And like I said, I've been watching the fever pitch about the Premier League. And obviously, when Blackburn, the chairman, came in, spent some money, bought Alan Shearer, they won the league. Do you know what I mean? Man United, obviously, the Premier League has helped Man United. Their chairman and obviously David Dean were 2 of the guys in the boardroom on the table saying, we're moving. This is where we're moving. We're moving to the Premier League, moving to new times now. And I just feel that obviously what's happening at Newcastle is just another result of the Prem doing what the Prem does.
But I think, though, with the Blackburn situation, Alan Shearer was the final piece of the puzzle. Oh, when you think of that team, it wasn't a team you really expected to win the Prem. I think it was a combination of players that had reached their potential as individuals and collectives, and they had that one marquee signing alongside his strike partner, what's his name? Chris Sutton. Yeah. But with Newcastle, I can't see them going down that route where you see that the players they've got now, they're just going to add 1 or 2 bits to make them they're going to go ham. They're going to go mad, bro.
It's a brand new team. And if they've got the right scouts and the right people in the club, if they take your process...
Hey, Edwards is meant to be leaving at the end of the season as well.
And if we're talking salaries...
He might not go home to the South Coast, mate. He might be going to the North East, bro.
If we're talking salaries, he could potentially get paid the most money he's ever received. So he'll be happier. And it's like a computer game. He'll just be able to play about.
Yeah. It's a joke to that team. So what were you going to say, Mike? Bro, that's it, bro.
Well, like I said, and as far as I know, Mbappe's contract is up the end of the season.
Yeah, it is.
Pogba's contract is up at the end of the season.
Who? Pogba.
See? My man from Dortmund. No, my man from,
From Dortmund, 63.5 or something like that, isn't it?
And his contract's up as well, end of the season.
Who?
What's the striker called again?
Haaland. No, he's got a release clause. No, he's got a release clause.
That's nothing though. What's that for Newcastle now?
63 million. What's that to any top club? That's cheesy money, bro.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
Me personally, I'm scared because I just feel like Arsenal have been in this place where, I mean, some of the fans complain about us not spending money, but I think if you really check it properly, since kind of Ozil, that signing, we've been buying players. If you look at not what we spent on individuals, but over a period of time what we spent money. I mean, even before this season, we were like the biggest spenders in the Premier League.
But even if you spend money, you need to spend money that's adding value to your team.
You've got to spend the money correctly.
Yeah, that's the thing. So you can buy any player you want, but if they're not the right
fit.
It's pointless.
But that's why I love the way that they do stuff. And again, I know we always say this, but the Pepe thing. They backed out and said, well, no. And
we don't need someone who can score potentially 11 penalties. Or we've got Fabinho, Salah,
Mane,
who can all take penalties. Milner's never missed. I don't think he's missed one penalty ever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even Partey, the stat that I saw before you signed him, I was very shocked because I was like, before you signed him, I think he conceded he made 7 mistakes in the Liga before you signed him. And I was like, wow, that's not
7 mistakes leading to goals.
Yeah, leading to goals.
Yeah, but I mean, we got Xhaka in it, so.
Okay.
But when it's single digits, they don't care.
Yeah, when it's single, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? But quickly, we're going to move on to the next point. As you said, James Milner. I've read something that said he makes the most runs in terms of sprints every time he plays.
Yeah.
Every time Liverpool play and Milner's in the team, he makes the most sprints.
100 years old, bro.
Mane, Salah, I think Henderson works hard.
Yeah.
Trent and Robinson are always getting forwards.
How old is Milner?
36.
36?
His work rate is mad.
Bro, you got to remember, we had a conversation. It was either on camera or off camera a couple of weeks ago. We was talking about day one of training in pre-season. There's always that one player. And I can't remember who we was talking about, but then I mentioned James Milner in the bleep test.
Yes.
At 36 years old, the goal for a player at Liverpool is day one of pre-season to beat James Milner. And it never, ever happens. And it seems to be getting fitter and fitter and fitter.
As time goes on.
Yeah, because the average miles covered in the Premier League is, I think it's 8 to 10 kilometres a game, right? He does 11, I think high 10s to 12 on average.
I think it's got to be between him and Kante.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if he smokes Kante either.
Oh, no, definitely.
And I'm not even being horrible. I'm just
No, definitely. And I mean, for me, I think the thing with James Milner is he's just he's just a professional.
Yeah.
And this is at Newcastle. Everywhere he's been, that's all you hear about. I've never seen nothing in the paper about James Milner.
Because he's literally boring James Milner.
It's like, do you call him the English?
No, that's Jordan Henderson. Get right. He stands on his own. There's no one comparable to James Milner, mate. Yeah, I won't do that to him.
Professional like Ronaldo.
Yeah, 100%.
But you know what it is? Even at 36, I'll take James Milner. Yeah. James Milner could come and do bits at Arsenal.
Yeah. Plays in multiple positions.
I think the only position we haven't seen Milner, I don't think we've seen him in striker.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've seen him in goal.
And I think he was at striker for Leeds at one point.
Was he?
He started off on the wing, if you remember, at 16. Yeah. I think he played don't get me wrong, he wasn't loads of games, but he's done that. I think we ain't seen him in goal and at centre back, maybe.
It's registered.
Everywhere else, he's played.
I mean, was he playing through that right back because of Trent?
Yeah, because Trent. He plays in midfield. He plays left back as well for us. He covers left.
You know what it is? He's doing bits and he's getting up the pitch to put the crosses in.
Yeah. Although he did have a stinker the other day, though.
But at 36, you're allowed a few stinkers.
And to be fair, I think that was a tactical mistake by Klopp because they targeted James Milner. Because Phil Foden for us is the stuff of nightmares. We can't seem to manage him. If Phil Foden doesn't play against us, I think we have a substantially better chance of beating Man City pretty much every time. No, but not against us. If you run back the last few games,
that's what they do.
He's done really good. He's done really good, well against us.
The thing with Klopp is that the way he rotates is just when I saw Sterling on the bench, I thought, really?
Oh, you mean Pep?
Pep.
Yeah.
Listen, we said it the other day. I mean, Sterling, big up our boy, innit? Jamaican boy, but he's
not the same guy anymore, innit?
He's just not. I just think there's a thing called respect. And I know you spent 100 million on Jack Grealish, but I'm sure there's other positions in midfield where Jack Grealish can play.
I can't remember what ex-footballer said it, the other day, but he was cold. He goes, Jack Grealish as £100 million player is a joke. He's worth 30 tops.
At the most.
The only reason he's got that price tag is because he's English.
He's English, and even the way the fans were going when he was coming on the pitch in the Euros, you would have thought he was Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He's never scored a hat-trick for England or won England a game like David Beckham with the famous free kick against, is it Greece? He's never done that.
Yeah. And
what's singing his name?
And the thing is, I rate him, but the reality, I don't rate him. I said from the beginning, and I wasn't being horrible, he's never live up to that price tag. Never. In the past, for example, Raheem Sterling, when certain people laugh, he's not worth 49 million that the City paid him. I said, I guarantee you, as the best teenager in the world at the time when he was off, because he was the best teenager in the world, fact, when he was at Liverpool. And it wasn't just a fan opinion. The institution that is football voted him the best.
You know his problem was at Liverpool.
He was always delivering. Yeah, but he was still
bad.
A bad boy. You understand? So he was always going to live up to 49 million eventually. Jack Grealish is going to struggle to live up to 100 million.
Do you think, how long do you think it will take Jack Grealish to score 100 goals at Man City?
He won't. He won't.
Right. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know, what would we say Sterling's on now?
I don't know, but he's got numbers, mate.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, like I said, there's just a thing called respect, and I just feel that, I mean, we'll see.
Sterling goes for Man City or just
Oh, does Sterling go Newcastle? Like, you know what I'm saying? We'll have to see. But on to the next thing quickly. Who, Sterling? Yeah. Everyone's going Newcastle.
I can see Newcastle do a madness like what Chelsea done.
Yeah.
I can see that they got money. Players don't loyalty, no club anymore.
No, that's gone out the window. The 90s is out of the window. This is a total new era.
I don't think even back in the day, in some incidences at least, that was a myth. There was man who were Arsenal fans playing for Tottenham. It's a job. You got to remember first.
Of course, but I mean, you had your
one club guys.
Gerrard.
Yeah. I get that.
Your Thierry Henry's, who he's an Arsenal fan. He wasn't an Arsenal fan when he came.
Yeah.
But he's an Arsenal fan. He left the fan.
Yeah, but I'm saying football is more and more mercenary, especially from a player's perspective as well. Do you know what I mean? They don't care.
That was mad, you know. But obviously, it's the Sol Campbell thing in reverse. But Adebayor going to Spurs, scoring and doing that mad run all the way down the... I mean, that, for football, that's what I'm saying, it's the reverse. But for football, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. But I don't think you would see Robbie Fowler go Everton.
Nah.
Just what I'm saying? Like, so there was a bit more loyalty. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Sterling go from Liverpool to Man
but that's
City.
not really a big deal. Liverpool fans make that a big deal. I would take Raheem Sterling back. Ultimately, I think as a man, he had a choice to make. I think we were trying to play hardball with the best young player on the planet, and we was trying to strong arm him as Liverpool Football Club, because we are a superpower in football, into signing a deal that was less than he was worth. Yeah, we tried to strong arm him, and he wasn't having it. Like, I think how Liverpool, I've said this before, how Liverpool fans act towards Raheem Sterling is embarrassing. Every time he touches the ball, boo, boo, boring, get over yourselves. I'd take him back tomorrow. Bruv, it was old from the beginning, bruv. Because what football fans tend to do is they tend to forget the actions of their clubs when things don't go their way. And how we was handling Raheem Sterling was not ideal at the time. What we didn't like is he had a strong agent who would protect his client. Yeah. And we didn't like it. Because you're not meant to talk back to Liverpool Football Club. You understand? Raheem Sterling did, to me, he wanted to leave. And I said to you, man, 100 times, from Torres left, I ceased to hold any attachment to any of these players, bro. All of you can go. Because it peed me off, bro. Because what he did is, he had a strop, weren't kicking ball for Liverpool, then around mid-October, I don't know if you remember, old Fernando come back and he was murking. Got the transfer, and then he got the transfer, innit? At the 11th hour.
But so wasn't you happy that it didn't go well, though?
Oh, yeah, of course.
That was
and you notice, Raheem was pretty straight up about it. As Liverpool fans, we all know what Torres did. Torres gets a round of applause now. We know what he did. Coutinho will get a round of applause. But Raheem Sterling is guilty of being honest.
Yeah. Maybe too honest for his own good.
And we all know what that is, bro.
So as we was talking about Raheem Sterling's agent, is it Andy?
I forgot my man's name.
You know what I'm getting onto.
Yeah.
So basically, there's a panorama on BBC about basically young kids that are being approached. The kids are being approached by agents. Their families are being approached by agents and obviously being offered money and the finer things in life.
Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah.
Rude, yeah.
So I just feel that, I mean, this is just one of those obvious kind of situations, really. I mean, we like to sign good young players, and the only way to sign good young players is to go down to the grassroots level and offer them things.
Or, if they're already in the system, you still offer them things, but the backdoor approach. Look, ultimately, I'll tell you what, because I've got friends that are agents. An agent will never directly, at least initially, approach an underage kid. But they've got people that fall outside whatever legal jurisdiction they're under as agents. Yeah. So if you don't sign up to be an agent, I can speak to someone who's 15. Yeah? But once I become an agent, then it becomes tricky. So, for example, I know a company who will remain nameless. They have their team of agents, but they have their team of, I guess they call them intermediaries now. They're not official agents, but they do everything that agents do. Yeah? And they just go and approach these families. We know of at least one incident in this barbershop that we will not talk about, yeah? Where we know how a big club in London, how they approach another player, yeah, who's now a fully fledged professional footballer.
Big term.
And how they got him to move from one club to their club. Yeah? They will do, if they deem them good enough, they will do anything.
Do you know what I find funny about this situation when I watched the documentary as well? This is in every industry.
Yeah.
This is in basketball, tennis, music, you name it. It's housing.
Health and fitness. Listen, I can give you another example. Again, without naming any names, I know a group of people that owned a load of gyms. It was a franchise, and they were the most successful. This is a global franchise. They were the most successful franchisees across the world, right? Yeah. But a new franchise came up that was way bigger and way more potentially. And legally, they couldn't jump ship. But there was ways around it. They always find a ways around it.
Always ways around it.
Ways around it.
Do you know what I mean? I got a message this week about a COVID passport.
From a long time. Long time.
Whatever is out there, there is a way around it.
From a long time. From a long time.
So obviously, when they started talking about this agent, I think his name's Andy. It's just like he's not the only one.
Bro, he's not
the only one. I mean, and what upset me is he's black as well.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and we know the biggest agents. What's my man's agent again?
Mendes.
Right.
You know all that.
Always talking about
Riola.
Yeah, like that brother there. Can you imagine the stuff he's got into? Or bro, you know, you used to have the Sun. They used to have the things where someone snuck into a meeting. They've got the little camera on.
Yeah.
Everyone's a crook to some
without accusing those guys we just mentioned, we do know that football as a sport, from a governance standpoint, these guys are so scared of these super agents. They're trying to change how they operate to try and kind of stop them. Yeah. But these guys are smart. They're going to find loopholes around it, regardless whether you say you can only take 3% or 5% of whatever your client's earning. They're going to find a way around it. These guys, like, they're smart.
They always do.
Yeah, so
there's loopholes everywhere.
There's loopholes, and that's it.
You know what I mean? So just quickly on to the next thing. Rashfords. Big up Rashfords. Is it?
I don't want to. I want to give it to him. Shall I tell you why I don't? From a personal perspective, I've really got to work for what I've got, and he's just fed some kids and they've given it to him for free.
Yeah, but
No, I'm only joking. In all seriousness, I do. I
rate
think
that, man.
yeah, like, he fully deserves it. He fully deserves it. He fully
man.
deserves
Come
it.
on, man.
He fully deserves it.
Fully
And I'm
deserves
not gonna lie, when I see him kitting up, I was thinking,
Come on,
touch
man.
wood in it. That'll be me in a couple of years, mate.
Come
He
on,
was
come
looking
on.
dapper still.
Come on, black excellence, man.
but this is what I'm saying. It's how you know football's are nuts. As Liverpool fans, we are born to hate. Bruv, you have to rate the team.
Have to, man.
Like, and I rate it, bruv. You have to. When it comes to Rashford in particular, you have to rate him. Some things are bigger than football, brother. And when I see that, I'm like, that's beautiful,
Listen,
man.
you got to understand. The government said no. Listen, there's kids out there, they're struggling to eat, blah, blah, blah. The government, Rashford said, okay, I'm going to take it upon myself to make this happen. You have to. And he's got football. He had the Euros coming up. All the sponsors and pictures and magazine things they got to do to have time. And he never really got backing. He's not like Pogba and wherever. It was just really Rashford. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to rate that, man. I rate that highly, man. It was nice to see the pictures of him and his family, and
because he knows how it feels, though. He knows how it feels.
You see the thing about Rashford there. I'm applauding all his efforts here, but I don't know if he's actually taken away from his football, because like he's doing well outside football, but is he actually delivering
on the pitch?
That's the question.
I mean, don't worry about that, man.
What's going on?
Don't worry. It's more important that the kids eat.
The twin, bro. Dead stamp, you know.
It's more important than the kids
exactly
eat
like Pops, you know.
Than Rashford scoring goals. So, did anyone see this Windrush monument in Hackney?
Again, you know me. I see things and then I continue on.
The breadfruit.
Yeah, I continue.
Are they alright?
I continue. When I see
This
things,
is like the Cheryl Cole thing again, you know.
yeah, I keep it moving. I just saw it and I was like, okay, if I spend more than a second thinking about this, you know,
But it's a black lady that done it, innit?
I don't
There's
care.
always some sellout somewhere.
You could.
And they always need a poster person. They always need a poster child to say, this is where it comes from. Just in case you want to get onto us, it wasn't us, it's from you guys. I mean, why Hackney, number one?
But listen, I just thought there could have been more something more appropriate could have been done for me personally.
There's not more black people in Hackney than in Lucian. There's not.
Well,
Definitely not. Definitely not.
For me, I'm like
in we're top 10 in the whole of the UK. No, Hackney's not top 10. I can't remember exactly what the numbers is, but we're up there. But I mean, and then even the fruits and what is that? I don't understand. What's fruits got to do with Windrush?
no, but my point is I can understand to a point, but you'd have to know. Your average person walking past that monument ain't gonna have a clue what it signifies, and that's what bothers me when I saw it. You might clock, for obvious reasons, you're of African or Caribbean heritage. Yeah, but that's fair enough. But what I'm saying is, your average Joe might not clock that, bro. Remember, we what as a collective of whatever ethnicities, in it like under 10% of the nation's population. So another 90% ain't gonna look at that and think, oh yeah, Windrush.
Right.
They're not. You know what I mean? And that's when I saw it, I was like, okay, I'm continuing on about my day, bro. You know what I mean? It's a joke, bro.
That
Sometimes you're trying to be too arty-farty. No, that's not what it's about. Get the message across, innit? You're trying to be too clever.
Put something there with meaning. You know what I'm saying? Something that who's going up there to take pictures with what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So Joe, quick, good to see you, bro. Wilder, Fury.
What about it?
Tonight,
Yeah.
round 3, number 1. Is it even worth it?
Well, financially, yeah.
I mean, for us though, as the viewers, for us.
No, it'll be a good fight to watch.
You feel it'll be a good fight?
Yeah. It'll be a good fight to watch.
Sorry, the problem with Wilder 3 is that American pay-per-view is just slow. Like, you got to pay crazy money to watch it, innit? So it's like, nobody wants to watch it because you got to pay, what's it, $80 to watch pay-per-view?
In America, you mean?
In America.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
but even here, like, I'm not going to pay 25, 35 pounds.
No, I'll pay it. I'll give them a score for that still. I'll give them a score thingy for that. It's not bad.
Box office.
Yeah, cool, yeah, definitely box office. Tyson Fury was trying to fight nobody's on box office the other day on some funny channel.
I'm getting money for it still.
Funny channel.
You know Tyson Fury is a hustler though, isn't it?
Yeah. No, but you got to remember, either way, that's still the top of the division. So, if you're not going to pay to watch that, what are you watching?
Yeah.
That's the top of the division.
Because everyone will be out today, innit? Your Leonardo's, Caprios, your Puffies. Everyone will be out ringside tonight.
No, but that don't mean.
But we know what's going down.
But I think it'll still be a good fight to watch. Still.
Yeah. So what round are you saying then? Are we going to see a knockout today?
Where there's such weird fighters, I'd say it will be a knockout. I can't say the round because you know what it is, It depends on Tyson's mood. I say it depends on Tyson's mood.
I say we're done
By
by the 5th.
the 5th?
The 5th, yeah?
I'll say 6 rounds, it's done.
You man are way more confident than me.
there-
Now.
is there-
I ain't sure.
6 round knockout.
I'm not sure.
5th round, I think it's 5th round.
6 round knockout.
Do you know what? Do you know why it's different now? I think where AJ lost, and he's gonna lose again.
No, you can't say that.
I can. What it is, Tyson's eyes might be a bit brighter now. And to be fair, even Wilder's eyes might be a bit brighter because while for Usyk, AJ is a smaller problem than them. AJ was a bigger problem for them than Usyk will be. Like, I don't see how Usyk beats Tyson.
Yeah.
And Tyson's going to see the same thing. So that unification is going to be more thingy for him. And we know what Tyson's going to unify it once and done. If he's got to pay 100 mil to get out of the rematch clause that he might lie and make, he's going to unify it and bounce. Yeah. Unify it and bounce him. He needs his drink. He needs his crack. He ain't got no time to be waiting around for trilogies and doubles and all of that. He's unifying it and bouncing it. And if he fights Usyk, he'll probably beat him, unify it, say he's the greatest. No one's not getting no chance to take it back or nothing. It's gone.
So is there any chance that we could see a Wilder win tonight?
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance. But what it is, I was saying to man the other day, after the first fight, when Wilder knocked him down and thought he won, and it's not the cheering, the cheering is enough, but you can tell you can see into a man's soul sometimes. When the camera zoomed in on him, when Tyson got up, I saw his face.
The confidence wasn't there
He will
anymore.
never ever beat Tyson again because in his head, I saw him. Wow, I read exactly what went through his mind. Wow, I gave him my best shot, and the man just got up. What? What? Once you're questioning that, once you're questioning that, it's going to be too hard for him to win. I think it's too hard for him to win. Yeah. I saw it. You saw his whole being leave. You said, what? How?
I said his whole being
You
leave.
saw it leave. It's like in the movies when they're fighting the arch enemy. You think he's dead, and then you turn around, the man's got up. You're like, oh my god.
But he was literally like,
I haven't got no
he
more.
straight left his body, looked down, and then they went all the way from into him, and he was like, woke up, and he was there, straight back.
I don't think the spirit's got enough to
You think this
overcome
brother
that.
got something different than him?
Yeah.
Who, Tyson? Yeah, but that's what we said, man. Them gypsies, it's different, man. Listen, I go to a lot of service stations, the job that I do, and you see these little youths like 9, 10 years old, bruv. They look like little baby Hulks.
They're built tough differently.
They're built differently, and all they do is they just on cruds. The brother said to my
Hulks, you
colleague,
know.
do
Hulk,
you
you
want
know.
that food? I said to my colleague as a joke, we'll bang you up, you know. Make sure you know what you're doing, bruv. Because they're on smoke, bruv.
Baby Hulk, you know.
Baby Hulks, man. They just use the service station to get food and to wash. And one of the guys tried to tell them the washroom's locked and he's not opening, bruv. By the time I got my food and left, the washroom was being open, bruv. But they just started coming in dribs and drabs, and I know he's thinking, I don't even want this today. You get me? Wait, they tear off your head, and where's the address? Where you going to find them? They're travellers. You know what I'm saying?
You know when you watch him on TV, like when they do that traveling thing, and you see him, you're like, raw.
Yeah. They got a different togetherness.
They're fighting and blood up themselves.
Yeah. They do it like the Stone Ages, fam. In the evening after dinner, let's go fight.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah. So today, Rob, you're gonna fight Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just play football. Shut up, man. Go and fight.
They don't play gypsy playing football. Fuck gypsy, man. Them men
Bare knuckle, bruv. So that's what I'm saying. Bare knuckles, and the man gets knocked out in the ring, and we're surprised that he got up like that. Nah, man. There's padding.
But I think what separates Fury from Wilder is this. I think Fury's perfectly okay with the potential of him getting smoked. I think his lifestyle, his upbringing, he's lost fights. He's told us this before.
He knows about L's.
He just wants what he believes it is. He wants to unify it, and then I don't know who just said it.
Joe.
He'll bounce afterwards. He'll bounce.
But Wilder through his whole career has been gassed non-stop. He's just been gassed.
Who?
Wilder.
Yeah.
Because he's got that punch.
No, because he's done up till now. He's done what he's had to do. Like whoever's come in front of him, he's licked them down.
But he's picked those fights, bro. He's not like.
To be fair, there's not much else he could.
Yeah.
There's not.
Apart from the obvious, there's not much out there.
Yeah, there's not much else. He literally, apart from the top 5, he's clapped everyone
He's clapping
over.
everyone else. That's light work.
Why hasn't he fought anyone from the top 5 though? He done it on purpose though. Man was given 100.
Yeah, he can't. Remember, he can't. Boxing as an art is not him. He can't box. He can knock man out. He can't really box at elite level.
Yeah, he's not an artist.
Yeah.
It's not a, You know what it is? It's like these new mumble rappers and then someone like Nas.
Yeah, it's just not the same, innit? Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like even the schooling is different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You hear like in Bad Boy, they used to have like proper. You have to come in and train, and this is how you perform on stage. And now, man's is making tunes in the bedroom. And
It's a pure vibe,
so
innit?
there's no teaching. There's no. When they get on stage, you're like, bro, like, man might as well just listen to this in my car because you got no stage presence.
Yeah.
And it's because the training is different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But let's get on to the football, lads. So quickly, Nations League. Obviously, I haven't really been following it because it's in and out. But France, Spain, the final, which is tomorrow. What are we saying, lads? You're saying Spain?
I'm saying France.
I'm saying France, bro. France, bro. Yeah. I mean, Spain have looked good, but we know France,
I think Spain need about 2 years. That team's young, but it'll be good still.
In a couple of years.
Yeah.
When they came back against Belgium, you think they're going to be...
They might sneak something good in for the World Cup, but I think I'd more say the next Euros they'll be on stuff still. And what it is, they'll play with. A man said something the other day. See, like when you've got players, you literally have to let them play. Like you can't. Tactics has to have a limit. There has to be some freedom with the tactics. Otherwise, you just end up like England.
Yep, I was just thinking that. Exactly.
Like you need some freedom with it.
Yeah. And that's for me now.
If you stifle, man.
But why do we have to start this in England? Bro? They're a good team, but the problem is what Joe's saying is 100% correct.
Tactics.
There's a point in time, and it's happened in the last 2 major championships tournaments for England. There's come a time when you have to say, stop trying to be outsmarted. Just play your football. Take the shackles off and play ball.
Be
bro.
free.
I mean, you stop this in England.
I said that before. That I said we saw
we
that.
said that. We've all said that.
When they scored early, Shaw scored. You saw a bit of panic, and then everyone was just thinking about. And then when Italy scored, you could see they just thought like, "Oh shit, what's happening now?" So it's just like,
Morning.
At that point, you can't be thinking, okay, let's try to hold on to extra time and no.
Go and kick
Let's
ball.
win the game now.
Yeah.
you don't want extra time.
And
Win
that's
the
why,
game now.
and that's why what you're saying is so true,
Yeah.
bruv. Go and play ball,
That's
man.
different.
At least if you go out on your shield, you went out like a G.
when
You
France
tried.
went-
You've given everything.
When France fell behind, it wasn't like, all right, let's try and get the draw and do this, or
They've
let's
gone
not
to
try
win.
to concede again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
going
we're
to
going
score.
for it.
No, the primary objective has to be
To
we're
score.
going to score. We're not going to concede. We have to score.
Yeah.
Even at 1-0, let's go get the 2. Then either way, they got to attack us, and then it's a problem because we know what we're going to do on the counter.
Even that free attack, you know, like sometimes, even with like Man United, you might see now Maguire, every time Man United's crossing in the box, Maguire's in the box. You don't even see that with England.
Yes,
The shackles are on, bro.
it's too many.
They wanted penalties, and I thought, you don't want
They're
penalties.
too
with
regimented,
Italy.
But to
bro.
be fair, Man United are probably the total opposite. I feel like they're just allowed to play, and there isn't any tactics.
So no shackles.
So they've got no shackles.
Free flowing.
Yeah,
If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't.
You might only like a Sunday league team. Like you might try to say some stuff, but you know the manager's not like he's saying, yeah, for corners, you. What? I'm not listening to you. No one knows what the manager really said. But just go and do your thing. Yeah,
do your thing, man.
I will see what happens. Yeah. Have fun out there.
That's proper Sunday football, bro.
Have fun out there.
It's not about winning, it's just taking part.
There you go.
So let's go to the biggest game from last weekend's Premier League. Liverpool
City.
City.
It's the best game of the season so far, obviously, but I always thought it would be. That's a good game. Like
It was.
we got moved to the first 45. How we got out of that half with it being 0-0 was a miracle, personally. James Milner, I think Phil Foden, you have to he's a problem for us.
I think it's a problem for everyone.
Yeah, no, but in particular, like, obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I'm probably more focusing on what he's done to us. But over the last 3-4 games, it's been particularly difficult how he's handled our team because he's violating our team. And unfortunately, we definitely are a good team. I think Sunday proved that. And I think, to be honest with you, it showed there's a definite gap between the top 3 clubs, United and the rest. But we won't go there.
Duke.
I digress.
Wish you was there, bro.
I digress, bro. You heard what I said. You know who I'm talking about.
You know the top 3 clubs are, man?
There you go, innit? There's definitely...
even stutter.
You
There
wouldn't
was
even admit that.
there was
So I don't
no
know why
stutter.
you're
There was no
jabbing,
stutter
bro.
in there,
No, but I
bro.
don't even know why I'm jabbing, but you know that. Anyway. But I digress. The first half, it was mad. I think someone said we should have played a Simicast on the right even, or swapped Robertson on the right
Milner might be too old for that job.
because he was
Still-
too old for that
Yeah, I
job,
think he's
bro.
too old for that.
And
Young legs is running against as well.
let's be honest, we should have been down to 10 men. Any Liverpool fan that says we shouldn't have been down to 10, I don't know what
You
you
lot
was
got life.
watching.
You
We
lot
got
definitely got life.
we got a blight. We got definite life in it. Yeah, but
A red card
as
is a red
someone
card.
said,
Red card is a red card.
like the freedom that referees have been giving players this season and teams this season have been good. But there's freedom, and then you talk about spoiling the match. Come on. I'm a Liverpool fan. I saw that. When I see that he weren't giving him a yellow card, I was like, I knew we got away with one, bro. Yeah, but come on.
No more chances.
And let's be honest, with Klopp, who's like, I'll give it 15, 20 minutes, second half, to see how it goes. He spoke to him at half time. He had to have said, James, you're getting defecated on. Like,
That kind of challenge, yeah, that wasn't even a thing. From James, yeah, I'm struggling to understand why he's even done that. Because he's a top professional experience.
do you know what it is?
He's getting ripped.
No, but that's
sometimes
not. That's
when
not
you
a
can't keep
remember,
up-
he hasn't tried to slide in a thing. He's done that stupid back thing.
Yeah.
When you do that when you want to bring a man down because he left you.
Yeah.
You don't do that on a yellow.
Yeah.
You don't do it.
yeah.
No one would
and,
do
and
that.
the only thing I can think of,
He lost his
he
head.
expected Henderson to take him out.
I don't know if
And
he
when he
got it.
didn't take him out, he just had a rush of blood, bro.
Yeah, that was-
Because that's the only thing I can think of, because you've just hit no on the head. That wasn't even an attempt at a legitimate challenge.
It's not an attempt to. He wasn't trying to get.
That wasn't a challenge. That was, I'm taking you out. I don't want the ball.
85th minute
Yeah,
challenge.
bro. That's.
Get in on your goal, kind of.
Yeah.
Let me stop the game.
Yeah. And where he was as well,
For the team.
and the only thing I can think of, where he was as well, was the only thing that saved him. Because it was such a pointless challenge where he was. He was going nowhere, even if he beats them players. He was on the byline. So, yeah, like he beat it, like, surely you would have had cover. I'm convinced I know you would have had
It's
cover.
one of them ones where James had the side where he could have done maybe a bit more damage covered.
Yeah.
So that's why he's had to do the training because he's thinking, raw, you've gone that way. Let me just stop that. And I don't know why he's done it, but he's done it and got away with it. So
Yeah, you got,
to him, innit?
and then
World
that,
class tackle.
and
World
then
class foul.
bruv. We will see in it.
They've
Like
got a
I don't
chance,
know
you know,
I don't know what to say to you, but
They're in
you
and
know in your
around.
heart we got a chance.
You're in and around, and that's all you
Now, I
need
think,
to be.
you see what I think Pep can rotate his way out of the league.
Yeah.
And I don't think Chelsea. No, he can rotate. He doesn't know. He doesn't know his team.
Yeah.
He hasn't lost.
No,
it.
yeah,
He's always done this kind of stuff.
he keeps on doing it. He rotates his way out of situations.
Yeah.
He did it in the Champions League final, bro. We all called it. He overthinks it, bro.
He'll get there. He'll be in the running because it's thingy, but he will do some weird stuff.
And he's got too much at his disposal.
Yeah.
So he's just rotating.
You've got Torres, De Bruyne, Jesus, Sterling, Mahrez, Foden. I feel like there's one more fighting for 3 positions. Bernardo Silva goes up there.
Yeah.
Now Gundogan plays more actual
midfield.
Yeah. But if you remember, De Bruyne will go up front. On Belgium, he plays right wing forward.
Yeah.
And he does that with thingy.
Yeah.
He's got all them man playing for 3 positions. Grealish.
Yeah.
8 man, bruv, who he plays in the front 3. And it's bad.
Yeah.
It's thingy.
And it goes back to what we just said. He didn't need Grealish.
Yeah. But you don't need him, bro.
Much.
Don't need him. But
And then Chelsea, I don't know if they've got enough magic going forwards.
I'll be interested to see.
No, Lukaku will do his thing against most of those, the lower 14. Yeah, that's all counting that. We're in the lower 14. We're not in the top 7.
Yeah.
Lower 14.
But he did love it, bro. He can't help himself. But yeah, like the game, we got a Blythe first half, and then we had to fix up second half, and then it was more a reputation of what we're about. And then obviously you got the best player in the world right now doing a madness.
That Salah goal.
Bro, you know who's the best player in the world? You know who's the best player in the world?
Salah was just taking a mick.
But that's the 6th or 7th goal he scored like that for Liverpool. I wish Duke was here because we need to address Salah can't dribble thing, but we need to address that, bro. And I would want to have a conversation. We're a bit more civilized this season when we speak to each other. I'd want to have that conversation with him because what is he like? Come on, bro. He's done it 6 or 7 times now for Liverpool. Bro, for Liverpool. For Liverpool. I'm saying for Liverpool.
One of them African
yeah, he's done it for Liverpool. He's also done it for teams like Fiorentina. He's done it for Egypt. He's been doing it. He's been doing it.
You got to remember, at Basel, he was nuts at Basel.
Right.
Even Basel, he was kind of nuts.
People's opinion of Salah is based off his 13 games for Chelsea.
Yeah, and that doesn't count.
Under a stewardship that saw Mourinho have players like Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, the list goes on. Yeah, they had even Torgan Hazard there as well. Yeah, people like that, and they never got no love. So other than that, Salah's been a madness. Yeah, but he don't get that. The reality situation is this: at worst, there's 2 players better than Salah right now in the world.
Who's that?
Okay, 2 or 3 then, and at least 2 of them is probably historical.
Who's the 2 that's better than Salah? Right?
I would say they'll say Messi and CR. They would probably, and that's historical.
Oh, better players over a period of time.
I mean, I'm talking.
I'm gonna have to give it to Lewandowski.
No. This is my point. People are convoluting current form. Salah is the best.
Yeah. On current form.
But people often will say at best he's top 3, top 4. Yeah, but no, I said before you come in the shop, as a Liverpool fan, yes.
I think that's player of. I think they've given that to him over the 2 months. That's even worse.
But listen.
It's the first one.
Listen. But at the end of the day,
From the beginning of the season, innit?
no, but Cleon, I said earlier before we started the podcast, as Liverpool fans, it's kind of rich for us to moan about that because we've had, times when certain players probably shouldn't have won it, and it's the Player of the Month one that he won, the one that the fans get to vote on.
I don't know what.
I'm not sure.
Because if it is, we've done a madness with the vote.
It's not that big a deal anyway.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. We know he ain't won it.
It's not a big deal, but it's official.
It's still got to make sense.
Yeah.
It's got to make sense.
Yeah.
Because it's official.
Yeah. But we know right now he's the best player in the world.
He is.
He's asking for 500 3-point thing over there.
But I think the problem is he's Egyptian.
Yeah, he's not. He's
I
not.
don't,
He's
that's
not.
what the
involved.
problem is. I don't think that's the problem. I don't think most people are arguing with him being. I still say Lewandowski.
Oh, him or yeah.
But even
He's up there though, isn't
but
he?
even Lewandowski don't get the ratings he deserves.
I
Yeah,
think he does.
because
He
he's not.
definitely does.
No, but he's not. How did he
No,
not
he
win?
definitely
Like
does.
he
Not
like.
win what?
He,
It's not done yet.
You know, but they should have done
It's
some
this year's
virtual.
one. It's this
no,
year's
but
one
they
he's
should have
got
done a virtual Ballon
Yeah, there
d'Or
was
thing.
no excuse.
They bumped him that year, bruv.
There's no excuse.
They used COVID as they could have did a virtual thing. He could have got it from his
Nah,
yard.
they all like. It's remember everything's ceremonial with FIFA.
He could have been sitting in his yard, bruv. Like,
Everything's ceremonial with FIFA.
and he said they're talking Messi's favourite. Come on, man. Like, but anyway, my point is,
I think Lewandowski might be favorite.
is he favourite? You will know, but to be fair, you know more
I
than
think
me.
Lewandowski is favorite.
But yeah, he's the best player operating right now.
By
All
far.
this I can't dribble talk is a
By far.
madness, bruv. What do you mean?
You know, as much as Salah, for me, he finished it.
On his weaker foot as well. On his weaker foot.
Past a very good keeper.
And he sat down and 4 guys said go, like he was a goal shot. Go on. How about your business?
That's what I'm saying.
And it's not a one. The thing why, yeah, it was an amazing goal. But the thing why he needs to be given his flowers is that is literally his 6th or 7th goal he scored like that for Liverpool. Not during his career, for one club over,
Chelsea.
what's it,
Chelsea,
5
Chelsea
seasons he
goal.
in now? Is his
When he
5th
done that,
season?
Chelsea.
Come on, man.
That was a lucky touch.
What?
Michael, man. He just wants to say stuff.
Joe, I thought you weren't doing the podcast.
Are you gonna not come on? He's back now.
Oh, that. Oh yeah, I
He's
missed
back
it.
now.
I missed
bro.
it.
He's back. Don't worry.
did you
about
not do
that.
to
We're
him?
not doing that. I took responsibility.
I have
for
to
that
take
one.
people off mute. I can't miss it.
Anyway, as I was saying,
I woke up and saw a bad this
but it was a bad boy game, bro. You got to give
a bad
City
boy
their
game.
credit as well.
Football game. Really good
Very
game.
good
Even as a
football
Liverpool
game.
fan,
Final goal was a good goal as well.
I think Foden's was better. Yeah.
But you know what? Even for me as a Liverpool fan, that was a very good, entertaining game.
That was the best of the Premier League.
And I think all the naysayers, I think was a better result for City than it was for Liverpool because I think those kind of games are crucial, especially away from home. Yeah, but I think it's just a reminder that the level that Liverpool can operate at. Yeah, and if you see
what level's that? Roberto?
league winning levels, bro, we know what time it is, bro.
I thought he was gonna say something else.
Energy. What, you want me to say it? That's sports mode. We have to give them a little set into sports mode. We need to do that more often, though. What I don't like is you're showing up and hitting them with the sports mode against City in the second half. I need to see that week in, week out, bro. I need to see it week in, week out.
But no. We're just talking about shackles and that one. Brentford was very, very prepared to do what they needed to do for that game.
Everybody.
Liverpool against Man City was an open game. Go and play, go and be free.
First half, no, we said it at the start.
We got massacred, bro. No, it was bad.
It's only
Do you
because
know what?
Finish, that's why it was
For the first 30 minutes, 25 minutes, I think this is going to be... I'm going to watch the rest of this.
You remember when they spun us 5-1 or whatever it was when we won the title? We were talking, this is what they're going to do to us. First half. It was horrible,
It's
bro.
the no striker thing as well, though. It's the no striker. My man's trying to be
But we can
cocky.
do with that.
My man's
That
trying to be
was
cocky
our thing. We
and
invented
thinks
that.
he's Spain.
Yeah.
What?
In domestic football, that was our thing, innit?
Thinks he's Spain.
Yeah.
He thinks he's Spain.
No, but it's not. I just think Foden, they targeted Milner and they violated, bro. And it's not easy. It's not easy to violate James Milner, bro. This guy's been playing football for over half his life, bro. Yeah?
My thing is this.
You can't violate that, brother, bro. Yeah.
Bernardo, yeah.
That was mad.
Just turned away.
Yeah, it's you, fella. We can't have James Milner sent off, mate, because that's the only thing I can think
I
of.
want his shirt for
Yeah. Can I have your shirt, James? Do you know what I mean? I can't.
How that? I don't know how. But, you know, football comes, isn't it?
I mean, but no, because after that, someone from Man City done something and they didn't give a card. So it kind of...
No, but bro, that was 2 yellows.
No, but I think...
he should have been off.
You see when you don't give the yellow, now for the next team, you got to just...
You got to level it out.
Yeah, but then
You
your
gotta hold it
head's
down.
yeah, maybe. But
Because you do see some refs that will give the cards, then then not give the second card, and then someone from the other team does something, and you think, nah, bro, like we're all watching the same game.
The refs been given more autonomy now, and he can do his thing now. You understand? And let the game flow.
Let the game flow, man.
And that's why everybody's like, what referee? Like last season, you wouldn't have got away with that. Not last season.
New season,
you
man.
should never get away with it anyway.
Period. Yeah. No attempt to get the ball, bro. No attempt to get the ball.
It's mad. But Mike, you're sitting there quietly, man. Let's talk about your guys. No Stephen, no Duke, no Uncle. So it's all on you this week. You drew against Everton, which really and truly you should have lost.
Yeah. And Townsend was mocking you.
Mocking it, mate.
Well, he said he wasn't mocking. It was respect.
It was a mock.
But we know what
it was. A mock. And it was a very, very, very rubbish mock. He never got no height. Nothing, bruv. No extension. I thought if you're going to go all in, bruv, I was disappointed, but I still saw what he did. And Palace.
And Palace. And he scores a mad goal like every season.
Every season.
He's got one of those in his locker every season.
Yeah.
He is. He's the man. He's gone to Everton. He's the man.
And to be fair, Rafa is the perfect manager to get him to be more consistent. Because Rafa used to violate Steven Gerrard, especially in the beginning. Steven Gerrard will get a brace, and then he won't say, oh, well done for doing that and controlling the whole game. He'll start talking about that misplaced 60-yard pass and stuff like that. So Rafa's a good manager for Andros. And I think that's why he knows he can't. Yeah, they got a lot of money. They can't. He can't afford to muck about. But that was the still. That's the still of the summer, mate.
I always say it's
Still,
about the
bro.
smart moves. You have to go and spin that.
Why didn't you not get that?
That's what
Get
I'm
the
trying to say, bro.
They got what's his name? Ben what?
White.
No, but let's not do the men right. Like, you should have got Gray, bro. Loads of teams should have got Gray.
Oh, we should have got.
Liverpool could have took a punt on him.
We should have got Grealish about 3-4 seasons ago.
I mean, you didn't want to pay £1 million more, something nuts like that.
They didn't want to pay the money.
What? Are we doing that £1 thing again? 40 million £1?
That's what Arsenal do. So that's why I said with the Newcastle takeover, we are in problems.
It's just a lower spot in the league now for you.
The lowest spot in the league. Remember, you got to understand, we still got Leicester to contend with. Yeah? West Ham look like they're trying to do something now. Yeah? Like you said, Everton's got Benitez. Like, we're just falling
and
down
money.
the pecking order, bruv.
Benitez and money.
And
Again, the problem with Everton is...
Benitez will spend.
And the problem with Everton is... Loads of money. The problem with Everton is they weren't a profitable club. So remember we was talking about Newcastle can go mad in the market because they've been at least breaking even every year for a very long time.
Yeah.
Everton couldn't do that. If they could, I think we would have seen Everton spend even more money.
Yeah. Listen, they remind me of you guys in terms of the Cora. Just some guys, they know the Premier League. You just need to get used to our way of playing the game. I think the Cora, I'd love to see the Cora at Arsenal. Even my man, as unfortunate what's happened to him, Basuma. A lot of people are talking about Basuma coming to Arsenal.
He talked about him being a direct replacement for Wijnaldum.
What's his name? Who? Coutinho.
Who?
Coutinho's supposed to go. Someone said to me yesterday.
To Arsenal?
Yeah.
He's not leaving Barca.
Why not?
Why
not? Barca's not Barca.
I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude. And I mean this no disrespect. Right now, it's hardly a step down, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's not though, is it? It's not though, innit? Who would have thought? No, given your predicament, who would have thought you would have been able to say at least form-wise, it's not much of a difference, is it?
Yeah.
Come on, bruv. Barca are wiggity whack, mate.
Listen, sorry, we'll come back to you in the Everton, but even the way Real Madrid lost in the Champions League the other day, was it 4-1 or?
No, they didn't. What was the score? They
got battered, bro.
They lost to that team from Moldova as well, didn't they?
Got battered by some nobodies, bro.
Barca and Real Madrid, they were finished.
It's finished.
Who won it last week?
Chelsea.
No, not Champions
Atletico.
Villarreal.
Atletico, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, the league, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
he ain't got that.
That's mad.
So, man, come on, talk to me, man.
What, Man United are...
I want to know, man. Ronaldo.
You know what, yeah? I've said this numerous times. Ronaldo is not going to change the whole club. He was never... I never thought he was going to. You can't tell me.
Mark, there was a lot of energy coming from you.
Energy about what?
About Ronaldo. Why are you scoring finals?
I just asked you energy about what?
About when Ronaldo comes, he's happy like, yeah, what? See, I'm telling all that.
You gotta score a goal.
That's what. That's
And
it.
he's got his
Villarreal, when we played Villarreal last week or week before, that goal, if Ronaldo wasn't there or Ronaldo wasn't playing, nobody would have scored that goal.
Okay. How did that game end?
He won.
Oh, is that when someone got sent off? Is that the 10?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So this season, we needed someone to score goals.
Okay.
Nobody has the killer instinct at Man United. Greenwood doesn't have it. Who else is there? Martial, trash.
What about, what's his name?
Rashford's injured.
Cavani
is not consistent. Not that he's not consistent.
He's not getting games though.
He's got to play in order to score goals.
You
can't do it for the bench.
So the problem with Cavani is that when he was it the World Cup that we just had this season? Was it the World Cup? The Euros. No. Yeah, he was at what's the thing?
Copa America.
The Copa America. So he's come back and he's had bare extended time off to get fit. He's fit now, but obviously he needs to get match fit, and he's not playing.
We're procrastinating a bit. What I'm saying is, Ronaldo supposed to come and Ronaldo big things in it. At 30 what?
6.
His last move before that was 100 million at 34. That's a lot of money for them age club. And he's a wicked athlete. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, but wasn't he supposed to be the bit that's missing?
No, he wasn't.
And the sports world. He wasn't supposed to be there. In your eyes, or is that Man United?
That's my eyes.
Oh, your personal opinion.
Yeah.
So,
because now, Ronaldo's here. Maguire's injured. Cool. We still need a DM.
Brad.
You needed that.
Matty.
from Mourinho was barking.
We still need a DM.
Everything Mourinho said. Everything he said.
Real talk.
We still need a
Mourinho
DM.
come like a prophet, man.
Yeah. We still need a DM. Everyone's just saying we need a DM.
Mourinho's no prophet.
This might sound a bit mad, yeah.
He's no prophet. We all said it. United fans said they need a DM. They ain't been given a DM, bro.
Crazy right now. This is the first time I'm actually saying I'll prefer to get a DM than get Sancho.
Do you know?
100%.
And then there's Sancho.
I get it.
And you know, you see the Ronaldo thing. What he might be saying. There's a lot of nostalgia in that thing.
Oh, 100%.
There's a lot of it's like
Totally.
Gerrard come, you know what I mean? Like it's a bag of nostalgia.
Totally.
It wasn't really a football. It was a football decision, but financially it was shirt. So
It was a
Ronaldo going back there.
it was a promotion.
Yeah, it was a shirt sale
It was
decision.
promotion. It was
Do you know what I mean?
promotion.
You could have gone. Yeah, stock market decision.
But look how much money is brought to the.
But you got money to the cow. Money that I've never been broke. Don't carry you say that.
How much
You don't carry feels about them. You look got to pay. Pay was never been a problem. Ever been a problem for Man United. Yeah, they literally print the stuff. So money's long. I don't hear that. You know, so why not concentrate on when Klopp went for Van Dijk? What? How much? What are you talking about? When he went for Alisson, what? All them, remember that? Why's Marley? Where was he? Can I say?
Southampton. All of them. I wish Gary could come. I wish he would come back. He's someone who needs to. We need to talk to.
Why is Trent coming up from? Why is he not buying a left back or right back? Why? Remember all them questions?
Can I say one word?
No.
One word.
Okay.
I say
Go on.
what the problem is.
Ollie. But Ollie's at the wheel.
I said the problem is.
He's drunk as a skunk. He's over the limit.
Over the limit. He's 5 times over the limit.
He's out the window. And he's on his phone.
Why are they keeping him?
So the question.
Nostalgia.
Why is it? Remember
Full circle, bro.
Ollie and Ronaldo playing together. I don't know why. I don't know how.
Have you seen the meme with them two talking to each other?
Ooh, Ollie and Ronaldo just looks like, shut up, man. What are you talking about, bruv?
Have you finished?
You get me?
Have you finished, brother? That is too funny, man. That is too funny. But Man United, like you did talking about money. Man United has had money from as long as I can remember.
Man United been doing this money thing, man.
When they're buying Robin van Persie for 30 mil, and he's 29 and all that, and Rio and all them.
And winning the Premier League.
Yeah, winning the Premier League. Like it worked, doesn't it? It's not about that no more.
It's not about that no more. They haven't got a plan. They're trying to get back in, but again, as I said, as an Arsenal fan, with the Newcastle guys coming in, with Everton getting money, West Ham, Leicester, everyone falls down the pecking orders. Like I said, even when you watch when Arsene Wenger first come, the training methods, the eating methods, all these type of stuff, no one was really onto this stuff. Now that everyone's on
Standard.
It's just like the data stuff. What's his name? With Jurgen Klopp. No one went doing that. Like I said, with Newcastle, so we got anytime that clicks, that beginning of that season, and it starts spinning guys' head, because it's going to happen. And they either do one or two things: either invest in the youth and so on and so forth, buy young players and do all the data stuff. Yeah. But they're going to spend money. And just buy everything.
I think they've got to kind of do the Man City thing and buy big players, but invest strongly in the youth.
They could come and buy Mo Salah tomorrow morning.
100%.
How much? Oh, we want 300 and okay. All right then.
There's nothing.
324 mil, whatever his clause is.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's nothing. And Roberto was saying, whose guys contracts nearly up at Liverpool? You were saying the guy that does the stats.
Oh, he's leaving at the end of the season. He wants to go home to the south coast, bruv. He'll go and move to the northeast, mate, real quick. I'll be real though. If they come for them stupid money for Salah, thank you for your service, mate.
We can't afford to get attached.
Thank you for your service, mate.
Do you remember
players come and go.
The wand, man. The wand. He had the wand. He had the wand of a left foot. See ya.
Free kicks.
It's all over, man.
Who's doing all madness?
Liverpool are foul up, and then from the next game, it was raised.
But people would have felt like that when you lost
Torres, Suarez. We have a tendency to find replacements when called upon.
Definitely.
It will happen
again.
That's
the other thing that football's about as well. Keep generating, keep bringing these guys through. When you see Spurs, Kane and them, they're still.
Yeah, he is.
They're still. That's one thing I can say that we've got over them. The movement. If you look at the movements, like Santi Cazorla, all the other guys that's gone out, and then you look at their team, it's basically the same team.
I don't know how Son is still there.
I don't know how Son's still there.
He must have a naughty number on him.
I don't know how Son's still there. I thought he would have got
the same way Kane's still there, mate. Whoever agent made him sign a 100-year contract, bruv, because when he was on 2, remember he was about to do national, he was on 1. Yeah. And he's about to go and do his national service if they didn't win the Asian Games, bruv. Yeah. I prayed. It sounds bad that they didn't win it because he would have come out of his service as a free. Can we get that player? But they secured him before, and then they went and won. He weren't having it, bruv, because Songs... That's the guy, bro. I keep on saying you, man.
Like I said, they are rivals, but you see that guy?
On top of it, remember, then you got the whole of Asia buying shirts.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Generating
Can you think about it like that? He's a good player, so he's gonna sell shirts anyway. But they're just gonna buy the shirts because of where it comes from anyway. To support the team.
They watch the game a week later, so they're gonna touch them representing. Tottenham's getting.
Is that us with the new right back? You see shirt sells gold just because he's at it's for
Milamino,
big
mate.
Business.
Milamino.
That was what that was about.
Big business.
And he's a decent player, but he weren't really gonna break the monopoly and be a regular in our first team, was he?
But
realistically.
Even talking about Dayton and what have you, and how bad these players, they're all right, but you don't see it. He was all right, but he's coming over again.
Now with Jota though, you saw moments in it. You saw moments
for Wolves.
Yeah. You saw moments, but we never expected this.
But I think it's the priority thing that we set at Wolves as well.
Oh God.
Better team. No, I think better team, better coach. Someone maybe to work. Someone maybe like I don't know if he goes to if he went to a Man United or Man City. You got Sterling Morris. You got Ronaldo. So I just think sometimes it's about the players that are around you, man, because what we don't see as fans is on the training pitch. And that's why I love to watch the Amazon documentaries. Because you get to see in and around every day what's going on. And sometimes you've got to understand that, just like Milner, Henderson, as much as they may not be the first names on the team sheet, they're effective around the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're effective around the club. Spurs, man, what? Hold on, Mark. Aston's here, innit? So quickly before we end, because we're going to end. Aston. What?
I like interest. That's good. Just keep composure.
I heard some people are not coming to the shop this year. I actually said I don't think we'll come to the shop this year.
Marcus got Matthews, by the way.
I said, why don't I come to the shop?
I can just say bare defensiveness.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who's higher than league. Right now, who's higher than league?
Listen, I don't want to talk about that.
So you don't want to talk about
I don't want to talk about that.
What'd you say?
About Forest versus Sergio. Yeah.
I'm talking about the double derby loss that he
Hey,
experienced.
hey, so he come for you, you know.
You had 50-year-olds looking for you on Saturday.
I took off the pedal.
What you took the day off?
Oh,
No, listen, you run my team. To be fair, my record against Western Boys is pretty decent. No, I knock him out of cups. I knock him out of cups. Unfortunately, it was a biggie that our referee was shocking.
Referee was shocking.
Stuttering.
Soldier handled the ball, went in, and the referee didn't give it. Even their team was like,
It went in the goal.
Yeah.
You don't need VAR, bro.
Handled the ball, went into his stop the goal, and the ref didn't give it. Even the teacher was like,
What's the way they gave the goal though?
no, I didn't give the goal.
But he didn't give the penalty.
Man City decision.
yeah.
Listen, it was a bad list.
What, hand of God?
Not even a hand of God. Even like this, it's like this, it wasn't up here. It was
When there was no VAR? Or no VAR?
Carlos.
And Carlos came for you.
If you see him, keep it moving.
Now, do you know what it is? You know what it is, Aston? The week before, the day before the game or whatever, he called the. I'm telling you, he said it, and instantly I was like, no, this guy believes what he was saying. He called the result down to a T, bro.
The reality is, you're playing a team, and this is what I don't get about my man, yeah? This is what I don't get about my man. You go away to Palace and everything there, you play Winks and Højbjerg, and who's the other one you play? Another defensive midfielder, you play three of them. And then against Arsenal, it was to play one. And you're going to bypass midfield, and just get the centre backs to hoof it long like we're playing Stoke. Like, I don't understand what he's doing, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. We lost, we got battered. We got battered.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you lot for coming today. This is Banter Trimz. R.I.P. Gus. We'll be back next week. Shalom. I'm gone.